Hey guys, hope you're good. It is I again, Dylan Espiri from Creative Nestlings. Welcome to another episode of by way of masterclass, where we speaking to a bunch of creatives about who they are, their journeys, and what they're working on, and how they're coping are in this current pandemic life and all that kind of stuff. This is a series of almost like a masterclass, quick masterclass, basically to get into working and surviving and doing work, basically. So today I'm going to be chatting to Didntle. She's a stylist, creative director, costume designer, all around creative. We'll talk about her work and what she does and how that came about, and just everything. So 20 minutes, so you can ask questions in the question box there, and then I'll read them towards the end, basically. So yeah, let's get into it. Shout out to Studio Lichi in by way of illustration, also Department Arts and Culture, Sports Arts and Culture here in South Africa. Great, cool. Let's get into it. Hello everybody. Hello. Okay, let me get Didi on. Waiting for the technology to function. Didi,
Hello. Hey.
hey, how's it?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright. How you been?
I'm good. I've been alright. I've been doing fairly okay, surviving and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, even now I had to make a plan. We're experiencing load shedding.
Oh damn,
And
damn.
yeah, I had to find ways to make light.
Yeah.
So here we are. Yeah.
No, I know how you feel. I had load shedding earlier on, and I was doing my weekly Facebook masterclass thing on the acceleration program we had, and load shedding was
Mm-hmm.
bad. And then now somehow when load shedding what happens, the network gets crappy somehow. So that was bad in my
Mm-hmm.
area. Yeah. So yeah.
That sucks. The South Africa.
Okay, I think we're losing her. Damn. What? Yeah. Load shedding and connectivity. Okay, we're losing you a little bit there.
What's happening? Okay.
We lost you a little bit.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool.
Oh,
I think
sorry.
let's get into it. No, it's cool. Let's get into it. So, who are
Okay,
you
cool.
and what do you do? Just introduce yourself. Yeah.
Okay, cool. My name is Didntle Ntshudisane. I'm 25.
Internet.
Wow, the ghetto. So I was born and raised
Yeah.
in Rustenburg, the Northwest, and yeah, I reside in Joburg now. I work as a stylist. That's like my primary work, even though I do work as a creative director. But my main primary work is working as a stylist. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Okay. So, the hard question for some of us who have no style whatsoever, what is style in the beginning anyway? So when someone says style, to you, what is it?
To me, style is a form of, for me, this is my personal view on style, a form of personal expression, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like basically saying what you're into or what you're about, who you are, in telling the story of
Yeah.
yourself in clothing. So, yeah. So,
Okay.
like you would in words, you do it with clothes. So that's how I see style for me.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
So I guess all of us inherently have style, basically, is what you're trying to say.
I think so. I think so, but I mean, because we look at some style and say, ooh, that's bad style. but then what gives us the right to say someone's style is bad? You know what I mean? Because I view it as a personal thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, essentially I would say everyone has style. It's your own personal
Okay.
style. Yeah.
Okay. So okay. No, I think we're agreeing to that one. How do you now get to become, okay, so to work in the style space, right? So how do you become a stylist? How does that work? What is the process? Is there school for it? Is there, so what's the, is there education to it, or is something you can get into freelancing? How do you get into that? And how did you get into that?
So I'll start with how I got into it. So I got into styling. I went to fashion school. I studied
Yeah.
fashion, but I was studying buying and merchandising. So like very
Yeah.
business side of fashion.
Hmm.
And then as I went on with the years, I really just liked playing around with like mood boards and putting together like looks on Pinterest. And I was like really intrigued by the world of like editorials and magazines. So I was like, okay, cool. I just discovered that I'm not really that into like buying and merchandising. It's just too like serious and a bit boring for me. I need something that's gonna allow me a bit more creative freedom. So then I got into styling, did like a bit of shoots with my friends in school where we'd come together and I'd do the styling, and then someone would do the makeup and then the photography and so on. In South Africa, I wouldn't say there's like a course designed for styling in the fashion schools. I could be wrong. Maybe they do have that course now. But yeah, that's how I got into styling. And then my first like big break in the industry was when I got my first internship as a stylist in 2017. And that's how I got into styling. So yeah, I
Okay.
don't know if that answers your
No,
question.
I mean, it definitely does. Because I've been watching a lot of other like South African stylists and all that kind of stuff, and seeing their work and seeing their interviews and all that kind of stuff. They're basically saying similar things and stuff. So relative that, I
Yeah.
guess you could say the styling as an industry is relatively quite young. Could I be right in saying that?
Um, I don't think I mean, it's fairly, yeah, like a bit of both. I mean, there are people who've been doing it like 20, 25 years. So
Yeah,
it's fairly relatively, but not, I think it's more, it's becoming, I don't know, a bit more visible
yeah,
now with like all the people with like Instagram and all the people that we follow, whereas before maybe it's like someone who's like super low key just coins
yeah.
it and then yeah keeps on like moving, you know. So but yeah, I would say it's not really new. I think it's something that's been going on for like a while because I've assisted people that have been doing it for like 30 years, for 25
Yeah,
years. So, yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, just for some more knowledge, what is the, are they like, I don't know, I'm trying to think that, like, disciplines within styling, like, okay, what the forms of styling basically. I mean, for example, if it's a TV production, an ad, a theater show, or a fashion shoot, or a fashion show, all that kind of stuff. How does it all work, basically?
I think, yeah, there are like different types of styling. So, I think I think a lot. Wow, weird. There's like fashion styling, which is basically fashion. I mean, styling that's centered around the fashion world, which is like runway styling, editorial styling, and all of that. And then there is advertising styling, where it's your commercials, your stills, campaign work, and things like that. And there's also film styling. So there are different kind of like aspects of like styling
Yeah.
that you get to like do in like different industries.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then so with you, how did you monetize then? How did you, you said you started off as an intern, so I guess that's when you started making money. But then how did you not make? become the lead basic stylist for things and make money actually. Yeah.
I actually, it just happened. Like I was lucky enough that I don't know, I was putting out work and then I'd get, I don't know, someone would put in a word for me to say, "Oh, check out the stylist. They're really good, I guess." And then yeah, but it all started with that internship, I guess, that introduced me to the world of styling because when I got introduced to the world of styling with that internship, I didn't know much. It was basically what I knew from the internet, like, but
Yeah.
now I needed like first-hand kind of experience working on set, understanding my role as a stylist and the responsibilities that come with it. So it started with that, with the internship where I got a bit more money, and then from 2018 I started freelancing as an independent stylist.
Yeah.
And that is very hard. That is proving to be very hard, to be independent and have no representation. Sometimes I get like shook as to how I'm found.
Yeah.
But I guess also it's just like referrals with people that have seen my work, or that I've assisted or things like that. So yeah, I guess I just kind of put out like creative work that I did with my friends where we came together and like put out
Yeah.
work, and then someone would say, "Oh, okay, that's interesting. Let's give her a chance." Yeah.
Chance. So I mean, with your story, so I guess personal work and freelance like free projects basically,
Yeah,
with your friends have contributed to your journey and stuff. Um,
definitely.
so yeah. So I mean, what are some of the ways you've been found? Basically, you mentioned there's referrals, but what is it? Are you using technology like, for example, your Instagrams, your Facebooks, your Afropedias, and all that kind of stuff? Like getting work through that a lot. Okay, we lost a second there. Okay, you get back? Yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah, I think we lost connection. Maybe let me kick you out and kick you in again. Yeah. Try adding her again in. Okay, she's online. Let's try this again. Sorry about that, guys. Load shedding has just started all of a sudden out of nowhere. There you are.
Uh, Okay, yeah. Where were
Yeah.
you? Please ask the question again.
Yeah, I'm saying like, I was talking about how you were found and like how are you using like the internet and all that kind of stuff. You mentioned there's a lot of referrals. What else how are you getting work basically besides just the referral stuff?
I think it's mostly like referrals and all, like I don't think because like all the platforms that I've joined now that kind of house my portfolio, it's just been recently, and
Yeah,
I haven't kind of gotten work from it. So I think it's like referrals from like people that know my work, that are kind of producers that have worked with me before, whether being an assistant or whether
yeah,
I was HOD. So it's all like experiences of like people that have worked with me and like internet referrals of like seeing my work on Instagram or on Twitter.
yeah.
And yeah, yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're mentioning a lot of stuff there within the styling world, like HOD and all that kind of stuff. What is that? So, what are the aspects that the functions basically within that industry and discipline, basically?
So, okay, like with my understanding of having worked in the industry, I've worked as an assistant where I was
Hmm.
assisting a stylist who was an HOD, and HOD is basically head of department. So
Hmm.
the person I'll be like, you are head of the wardrobe and styling department. You are the person that came up with the creative behind it. You're
Hmm.
basically leading that department and showing all the other people that are assisting you, and
Yeah,
basically in direct contact with like everyone who's also HOD of the different departments that make up a production.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And you also dabble. I mean, you mentioned like on your bio that you are also doing the what do you call it? You are also a costume designer. to that. So how
Yes.
does that work? And then how does it link now to your
So
styling gigs?
So basically, that's something also that I've kind of always been interested in going to fashion school. I just didn't study fashion design, but that's also something I kind of like gravitated towards. And I figured as a stylist, at some point, you do need to bring your own personal element to like giving life to the brief you've been given. So, like the picture you have up now, the green suit on that picture on that editorial, I
Yeah.
costume designed it to fit the brief that we are kind of going for because I couldn't get like something similar from the stores or like the sourcing houses. So I had to find a way to make it happen. So that's me coming in and getting something made.
So you made it, or you got some like a CMT to make it, or
So
you made
I
it.
mean, where time like is like given
Yeah.
to me, then I can do it myself because I can also sew. But mostly when like you work on like such projects, I'll be dabbling too much work to actually sit down myself and make it. So there's a CMT that I work with,
Yeah.
where I kind of just like give them like the design, and get them to make it for me
So basically, you could launch a fashion brand if you wanted to.
if I wanted to.
If you wanted to. I mean, that's amazing. It's always good to know how
Yeah.
to make your own stuff. So this is
Yeah.
amazing. This is amazing. And then some of the clients. I mean, you've worked with the brand with the check, and then you worked with Adidas. I can't mention the other brand because affiliations, personal affiliations.
Okay.
And so how hard is that work in terms of like getting into those kind of briefs and stuff with the bigger brands and all that kind of stuff? And let's say, for example, with the Adidas brand, like Adidas campaign you did recently, how do you
Yeah.
now get there, and how does that all work? I'm trying to think like about it, like, okay, how do you put together what how does it even get inspired and all that kind of stuff? Yeah.
So basically, how I started into that, I got approached to be the HOD for that campaign, which was really cool.
Yeah.
You get into it, and then they present to you a brief of what they are trying to say with the campaign. So then
Yeah.
I have to come in as the stylist and kind of narrate that story through clothing, right? What are we essentially saying with the entire story of the campaign, but also what am I trying to say as I have been brought in as a stylist from a clothing perspective. And then that's how um,
Yeah.
I got into getting that basically. So it was an interpretation of the Made Without, Worn Without campaign with Adidas, where I had
Yeah.
to kind of like interpret that in terms of clothing. It was kind of like, it was a fun shoot, but also quite challenging at that time. I don't think like all white was like prominent in the season that we were in. So like
Yeah.
trying to get all those clothing, but I really enjoyed working on that set. It had an amazing team. So yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. Like, I mean, we've had this chat before, me and you, at our last actual conversation, creativity before COVID-19 hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's amazing to see like the constant progress that's the journey that you're going through and stuff, and you keep winning these briefs and working with all these different brands and all that kind of stuff. So, I
Mm.
mean, what's next then? Wait, before what's next? How are you surviving then COVID because we can't shoot? You can't really
Yo,
go out there as much. Yeah.
I really don't know how I've made it this far because since COVID hit, I think my last job was in March. So I haven't
Yeah.
worked since March until now. So it has been very, very challenging, but I can see that, I don't know, restrictions are a bit more relaxed now. So I'm hoping there will be work coming out. But
Yeah.
now I think I'm just also trying to go back into making creative work with my friends.
Yeah.
So whether we're just coming together and putting projects together, because I can't wait forever for like a
Yeah.
paying job to come, Um, how long am I gonna wait for that? So to keep kind of like my spirits up and my creative juices flowing, I'm just gonna go into creating like creative work and yeah, still exercising my creative spirit to keep
Yeah.
a positive energy because it's quite a very difficult and challenging time. It
Yeah.
hasn't been easy at all. But I'm grateful for the little experience that I mean, the little inspiration I keep getting even in such dark times.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. There's a
Yeah.
question here. What's a challenge to a genius like you? It's from David.
What?
What's a challenge to a genius like you?
Wow, a lot of things, a lot of things. I struggle with anxiety, so every time I get a job, like I lose my shit.
Yeah.
Like, because honestly, in the industry we work in, you are as good as your last job. So, um, you have to always kind of put your best foot forward and also remember to not beat yourself up if like you flunk it or it doesn't come out the way you imagined it, because I don't think you always get it right, but I think it helps to know that you gave it everything that you could, even where clients give you very limited budget, where it's a shoestring budget and they want you to give them like world class work, and you just like, how the hell am I going to make this work? But you have to make it work,
Yeah.
because you agreed to do a job and you respect your work ethic and you want to show up and pull all the stops regardless of having a wardrobe budget of like 2,000 rand or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, yeah, anxiety is definitely something. I get some anxiety sometimes, but I'm learning to cope with it. Yeah, because I don't
Yeah.
like client. I don't like client work. I get angry at client work. I try to avoid it. Because I don't really like people that much. So it's quite amazing to see that how you're dealing it and how you're working through that and stuff. Particularly in this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for
Thank you.
you, have you thought about, okay, I'm able to capable and to do all of this? Have you come up with new ideas, or are we going to be seeing new projects that basically take you from the corner of being a stylist and costume designer and creative director? Because now I think with COVID-19 we realized, okay, we need to monetize better. Have you been looking into that kind of stuff?
Yes, yes, definitely. Like that's like one of the conversations I have with myself almost every single day. And it's like it's even like a going back and forth conversation with like my therapist, where I'm like, I don't know if I'm going crazy, because every time I try and like exercise all my other creative interests, I get like this heavy anxiety where it's like my imposter syndrome just like keeps knocking. But
Yeah,
definitely that's something that I'm working towards, of like creating new work, practicing more as a creative director, putting out more work as a creative director, putting out more work as a costume designer, and just really expanding and showing all my creative interests that I
yeah,
would like to eventually monetize, So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, that's different. I mean, someone just asked about imposter syndrome, but I mean, you've mentioned it already, and how you're dealing with that imposter syndrome,
Yeah, it's
basically.
quite intense. I think I have
Yeah.
an episode every week.
Wow.
I need like someone to like, I don't know, just to brush my hair and say, "No, man, it's okay. You're gonna
Yeah,
be okay."
that's
So yeah.
amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. And then what next now? So what should any new things coming out? Have you won at least one brief, since restrictions are getting better? And also with work that you're collaborating with your peers, When can you expect that, basically?
So it's definitely soon. I haven't gotten any briefs since the restrictions have been eased. I'm hoping it is soon, but I'm also not gonna hold on to that anymore. I'm just gonna, like I said, create more creative work with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me. Oh,
We can see you, but we can't hear you. I don't know. It's just a connection. I think I'm sure you'll come back. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Can you hear us? We lost Diddy again. Yeah. Come on. You move and put it back in again. Okay. Let's hope technology allows us to finish.
going on.
Oh, we lost you.
Oh, okay. So I say, I mean,
Yeah.
I have like a new baby, which is a creative agency called Folktale Johannesburg with a group of friends where we've
Yeah.
come together to kind of make work that resonates with us and also like give a voice to like I don't know, kind of like people and groups that need to be heard. Like the project that we did together that is Gugu Tandayo with the Gugu Tandayo Theatre play Woman. So more work like that
Yeah.
and basically expand my practice as a creative director. So yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, David says he needs to call you for work. So David, you better call her after this.
He
I'll
better.
ask. I'll ask her later on and stuff. You guys must hire her, book her for all your shoots and stuff. Do you also do how can I say consulting styling for individuals? I mean, I've seen that somewhere on shows.
I don't know if that's, I mean, actually, I've been battling with that for a while. Like I've been asking myself, like, would you be interested in like consulting styling for individuals? And the question I always go back to, I mean, the answer is that I don't know. It's like I don't
Yeah,
know. I really love being given extreme creative freedom. Like I want to
yeah,
be able to kind of go there in my imagination and search for like my make believe world, what I can make. That's why I really enjoy creative work with friends, like editorials. And I hope I can show more of this like extremeness that I speak of in like my coming work
yeah.
that I'm gonna be doing soon. So yeah.
Okay. No, that's amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking this time to do this. I know you were anxious, you know. I'm like you. I don't like lives, but I have to do it. It's part of the job and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They proving to be quite fun, I guess.
yeah.
I always yeah.
No, they're not fun for me. They are not fun for me. They are not fun. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, but no. Thank you for taking the time to do this and teaching us about what it takes to be a stylist. Basically, I think it's an amazing creative career. It's basically like being a visual, like using clothes. It's like being an artist but using clothes, basically. So that's quite cool
Yeah.
to see. And I
It's
wish I've seen the comments from the video I showed now. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I didn't know it was you." So I wish there was a way they could credit you, you know, publicly
yes.
in the
Ooh,
actual
tricky.
content, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So that could be amazing. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you see if you had your own clothing brand, you could slide in your name to the clothing, so when people see the clothing, like, oh, that's Diddy's clothes. I don't know, something to consider.
In fact, to have one, I like people wouldn't know that it's mine. I think I
Wow,
love
wow,
this idea of just really not basing anything on like emotions of like knowing a person, but basically what the work makes you feel. Like not
yeah,
being about, oh, it's Didi, I like it, you
yeah,
know? It's not about me, it's about the
yeah,
work. So I always kind of like it's just like this ghost energy of like not really knowing. Oh, who is that? Who is that? It's
yeah.
quite cool. Yeah.
No, that's cool. You see, I have successfully got you out of the house twice now. one
You see?
physically and the internet. So that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's good.
Shout outs
But
to
no.
you.
But no, thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time. And thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something. You must hit it up, book her for jobs. She's available. She's really amazing and good at her work and brilliant at work. So if you're shooting, you must do it. Please call Diddy. No,
Thank you so much for having me.
no.
Yeah, it was quite cool. At least my
All right.
nerves didn't kill me. Shout outs to David with all the
Yeah,
love.
we see David. We see you want to be seen. We see you.
Shout outs to
Yeah.
everyone who joined. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
No, all good. Thank you guys. This is going to be available on the IGTV, and I'm going to upload on Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. Follow DD, follow Creative Nestlings. And yeah, take care, guys. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cool. That was a quick conversation with Diddy about business of styling. Got to learn about the business side of it, technique side of it, the process and inspiration around it, and what it takes to be a stylist in South Africa right now. So thank you guys for watching. We'll speak to you soon. Next week we're gonna do more lives, 2 or 3 more lives. We're gonna try and keep the energy and stuff. So if you have any suggestions of who you want to see, let us know. And thank you. Bye bye. And mask up, please. Wear a mask. Stop going outside. Stop partying. We're still in a crisis. Try and keep each other safe and at home and support each other no matter what. Take care.